negative 60 plus 60, 0. I'm left with 69 equals 42w. I want to divide both sides by 42. And w equals, I can see I can divide each of these by 3. And if you're not sure, add up the digits. 6 and 9 is 15. And 15 is divisible by 3, so 69 will be also. And that'll be 23. And 42 is 4, 5, 6. So 6 is divisible by 3, so I know 42 is also. And that'll be 1, 4. So 23 over 14. Now, if I wanted to check this problem, I would either convert this into a decimal and then plug it in for the w's, or I would start at the level here where I had already cleared the fractions and do my check from that point. Alright, I wanted to show you one of the problems that I would normally have you work if you were in the classroom, just so that you could see one more example. And these denominators are a little bit trickier, so let's take a look at them. I have 28. I know that 7 times 4 and 4 is 2 times 2. And I have 56, and I know that's 8 times 7 and 2 times 4 and 2 times 2. And then I have 16, which I know is 8 times 2, 2 times 4, 2 times 2. When I form my LCD then, I have 7 times 2 times 2 for my first denominator. And for my second denominator, I have quite a bit. 3 2's. I already have 2 here which I can share, but I do need one more 2. And then I have the 7 which is already there, so I can share it. And my last denominator, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 2's. I've already got 1, 2, 3 of them here, but I do need one more 2 to make it complete. And then I have my least common denominator. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. And then I need to multiply by this 7 here. So I get 112. That's my least common denominator. I'm going to show you a shortcut that I usually take. If I have an equal sign and I know I can multiply both sides by my common denominator of 112, I also know that I will have to distribute that common denominator to every term. So I'm going to show it just being multiplied by every term from the get-go. Now I do want to take care of this negative so I don't lose it. I'll put it up to the numerator and flip both signs on the term that follows. This term, of course, will be multiplied by 112, as will the first term, and 112 on the first term. Then I reduce each. 28 goes into 112 4 times, 56 goes into 112 2 times, 16 goes into 112 7 times. And now my fractions are gone and I can rewrite my problem. Each of the denominators, of course, turned into a 1 when I did the reducing, and I'm left with 4 times the quantity negative 5y plus 6. And then I have a positive 2 being multiplied by that quantity negative 4y plus 1, and an equals 7 times the quantity y plus 1. Now I can distribute my 4 inside the parentheses, my 2 inside those parentheses, and the 7 inside the last set of parentheses, and I have negative 20y plus 24 minus 8y plus 2 equals 7y plus 7. Now I want to combine like terms. Negative 20y and negative 8y a positive 24, and a positive 2. So when I combine negative 20 and negative 28, or 8, then I have negative 28y plus 24 plus 2, that'll give me plus 26, equals that 7y plus 7 on the right, and there were no like terms on the right hand side. Now I want to move the terms with y to the same side and move the terms that are just numbers to the other side. So I'll subtract 7y to move it to the left, and then at the same time I want to move this 26 over to the right, so I'll subtract 26 from both sides. And 28 and 7 are both negative, so I add the 2, so I get 15 negative 35y. This comes to 0. They have opposite signs. And the 7y's, positive and negative, come to 0. And I have negative 26 plus a positive 7, so negative 19. Then I divide both sides by negative 35, so I can get the y by itself. And these reduce, of course, and I have y equals 19 over 35. And that is my most reduced answer because 19 is a prime, and I know it won't go into 35, so there's no reducing that I can do at this point. Now, to check this problem, I could convert 19 over 35 into a decimal by doing 19 divided by 35, and I get 0.543. We'll go out 3 decimal places. I can work back from the original problem and plug in negative 5 times 0.543 plus 6 over 28. And then I have minus, I'm going to use the minus where it was initially, 0.543, put that in for the y, minus 1 all over 56, set equal to 0.543 plus 1 over 16. Now my calculator is going to come in handy here. I'll take the 0.543 times 5, and I may as well make it negative. That gives me negative 2.715, and I want to add 6, and I get 3.285 over 28 for the first term, so I'll divide by 28, and I get 0.117. Now for my second term, I'll put that minus in between all the way down. I will do 0.543 times 4, and I get 2.172 minus 1 over 56, so that'll be 1.172 over 56, and I can do that division, and I get 0.021, and that should be equal to, I can see that that's 1.543 divided by 16, and I come to 0.096. So if I do 0.117 minus 0.021, I do get 0.096. And so this problem checks out, and that's a fairly simple way for you to check your answer, convert your answer if it's a fraction into a decimal, put it in everywhere that you see the y in the original problem, and then work it out using your calculator. Use 3 decimals at least when you're checking. It'll help you come up with a more accurate answer. These should be within a decimal place. It could be 0.095 on